Right now on WHAS 11 News at noon, police investigating after a shooting inside an Elizabethtown hospital.
4 people are dead after a helicopter crashed into a radio tower in Houston, sparking a massive fire. I'm Rena Roy, and I'll have the latest details coming up.
Plus, and in an unusual move, testimony continued this weekend into the Delphi murders trial. What you need to know from this weekend witnesses. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Monday. I'm Brooke Hash. The man accused of opening fire inside of an Elizabethtown hospital Saturday is in critical condition this afternoon. E-Town police said 39-year-old George Lee Jr. was shot by police moments after the initial shots inside Baptist Health Hardin. Our Alexander Goldberg explains.
Shots rang out at an Elizabethtown hospital.
I've never encountered anything like this at this hospital. This is something that we prepare for, train for daily. Hope it never happens.
Here at Baptist Health Hardin, police say they responded around 5 a.m. to a report of an active shooter near the emergency room. Elizabethtown Police Public Affairs Officer Chris Denham says before police arrived, an adult male fired gunshots with a handgun. Police say then an officer shot the suspect, who was not fatally wounded, but was airlifted to the University of Louisville for treatment.
We're very proud of our officer for their swift actions and response that obviously thwarted a very bad situation. Really want to commend the efforts of the Baptist Health Hardin security staff. They contacted an armed gunman unarmed, and I'm really proud of them for the job they did.
WHAS 11's Clarice Shaley was at the scene in Elizabethtown right after the incident occurred.
Any indication while you're in the hospital of anything like that?
No, everybody seemed pretty pleasant and friendly.
Ryan Williams was at the hospital for routine testing during the incident, but says he didn't know anything out of the ordinary was going on inside. He says he was shocked.
It's just the times we live in. It's just not getting safe in the world.
Michael Klimowski heard about the shooting from his sister, who works at Baptist Health.
I'm like, are you okay? Is everyone okay? And she's like, we're fine. Everyone's fine here.
Klimowski says it was hard for him to hear about an officer-involved shooting this close to home.
Now I'm just really upset and really concerned for the community.
There were no other injuries reported at the shooting. In Elizabethtown, Alexander Goldberg, WHAS 11, on your side.
Both Elizabethtown Police and Kentucky State Police are investigating this case. The officer who fired on the suspect was placed on 2 weeks of paid administrative leave, which is standard protocol. Opening statements are set to begin today in the retrial of former LMPD detective Brett Henson, charged with depriving Breonna Taylor of her rights the night she was killed. The jury of 12 and 3 alternates was officially selected Friday. It's made up of 8 women and 7 men. Only 1 juror is black, which was also the case in the Henkeson's first federal trial last November. The judge ordered this morning prosecutors cannot bring up any of his past actions in this case. The judge also expected to make that decision today. After days of searching the burned rubble, all of the victims from a deadly house fire in Carolton have been recovered. Fire officials said Saturday morning they found the body of the 4th and final family member. Fire engulfed that home on 5th Street Thursday morning, causing much of that house to collapse into the basement. We know a young girl was the sole survivor and flown to U of L Hospital, where she remained intubated throughout the weekend. Firefighters found the first 3 victims Friday. Their identities hadn't been made public, but we are told by family it was a mother and her 3 children.
Again, that's the reason I say we need to pray for this community. The whole community, when one hurts, the whole community hurts here.
State arson investigators are looking into the cause of that fire. Looking for some good news here on this Monday, Sam. Really nice weather, and we are much higher today than we were a week ago.
We sure are, Brooke. We're actually going to be holding on to quite a bit of some sunshine here each and every day this week. It's actually gone down this month as a top 3 driest October on record. So that means we've only seen 0.05 of an inch of rain so far this October. I'm going to be talking more about that in detail in a few more minutes, but right now out the door, we're noticing a pleasant amount of 60s on the map. Some low 70s actually currently. In the city limits, downtown smack dab at 70, Sellersburg getting to about 67. And again today, some of the warmest airs down towards the south, Washington and Marion counties nearing 70, if not topping that at 73 in Springfield, getting your afternoon started. So our lunch hour staying very comfortable outside, and we're going to give way to temperatures nearing the 80-degree category both today and tomorrow, and looking to be clipping 80 degrees exactly on hump day. Now, to put in perspective, we're still going to be forecasting some very warm temperatures into the first couple of days of this week. 78 tomorrow, 80 degrees on Wednesday, and again, kind of a temp roller coaster. There will be a cold front moving through Wednesday evening into Thursday. It's going to be dropping us to a high of only 65, back to 80 Friday, but temperatures will cool off a little bit more again into the weekend, back to more seasonable readings. But in the overall main story in that short term of things, we're continuing to stay dry as high pressure is going to be continuing to park its way right overhead, giving way to more sunshine in the days to come. So with that said, this is going down as a top 3 driest October on record, which means more warmth and sunshine for Kentuckiana. I'll be talking more about just how our temperatures will be faring day by day, and I'll give everybody more of an update as to any kind of rain chances in the foreseeable future in my updated weather forecast.
All right, Sam. Day 3 of testimony begins today in the Delphi murders trial. It could be the first time jurors will see the photos of the crime scene. Richard Allen is charged with the murder and the deaths of 2 young girls, Libby German and Abby Williams. In an unusual move, that trial continued into the weekend. Jurors heard a shortened day of testimony Saturday. Bob Siegel with our sister station in Indianapolis has been there since the beginning.
Day 2 of testimony in the Delphi murders trial was a short day. Jurors heard from only 3 witnesses, all of them asked to tell the jury about the crime scene. Jurors need to understand the terrain and geography of these woods and trails where Abby and Libby were murdered. Saturday morning, the jury got to learn about the area from Steve Mullen. He was the police chief in Delphi at the time of the murders, and now he serves as an investigator for the Carroll County prosecutor. Mullen was asked to show jurors where the victims' bodies were located, and using a large map in the courtroom similar to this one, he pinpointed the crime scene right about here, just north of a creek that runs under the Monon High Bridge. He also pointed out landmarks near the bridge that will be crucial in testimony that jurors will hear about in the days ahead. In addition to Mullen, the jury also heard testimony from Jake Johns and Pat Brown, 2 lifelong Delphi residents who helped search for the missing girls. Johns explained right where he discovered a shirt in the creek, matching the one Libby was last seen wearing before her murder. And the most compelling testimony of the day, that came from Brown. He was the first to find the bodies of Abby and Libby. He explained where in the woods that discovery was made, and he broke down as he testified about what he saw. First, I thought they were mannequins, he said. Then, with tears running down his face, he told the jury, "We found them." The families of Abby and Libby were in court Saturday, as they have been for every hearing since Richard Allen was arrested, and some of them also cried during Brown's testimony. There will be more tears ahead for these families, as jurors will soon get to see photos from what the prosecutor referred to as a bloody and gruesome crime scene. Jurors seemed very focused and very engaged in today's testimony. The jury sent the judge 7 separate questions to ask witnesses before they left the witness stand, a sign this jury is curious and paying close attention to the details. In Delphi, Bob Siegel.
The jury is made up of 8 women and 4 men. The 4 alternate jurors are 2 men and 2 women.